Hi, this is Mr. Kepper. In this video, I'm going to show you how to finish off your solar car frame. I'm going to look at this from above. I'm going to do a sketch. I think we only have two left. I'm going to put the slot that the motor is going to slide upon. This is actually pretty important. So we're going to hit the construction line symbol and then draw a construction line and snap. See how this is snapping? That green dot means it's in the center. So center of the axle. You don't have to draw this out very far. Hit escape and then definitely remember to turn off this. Turn it off. See how it's deselected now? I'm going to draw a rectangle, approximate location. Now I would definitely use these numbers because I know these work and the drivetrain will line up. If you use different numbers, I can't guarantee that this is going to line up or that your slot will be big enough for this motor to tighten properly, for that belt to tighten properly. So if you're using inches, make sure that you're putting mm each time here. So I've got the slot where it's the right width, the right distance from the edge. And now I'm assuming this is where your axle pulley is going to be. This is the driven wheel. It will have a pulley here. If this is not the right one, then you should have done this on a different corner. So you're going to dimension from here. I would use this number because I know for a fact that this gives the motor enough room to slide to tension the belt. You could make this actually longer. That wouldn't hurt anything. But at a minimum, it needs to go to here. And it'd actually be a good thing to make it longer because it lightens your car up. So then what I'm going to do is then dimension the other end of this. And you definitely, I don't know why it did that to me, dimension from, you got to make sure you hit that line. You definitely want at least 75 millimeters here. At least that. But it doesn't hurt to go longer on these. If you can't get this to fit, then there's no way you're going to be able to tension it correctly. So I would just go as far as possible with this thing, actually. Right? Once we see that we definitely got enough room, then it doesn't hurt to do something like this. It actually will lighten the car. So this should line up in this scenario here. I'm then going to use extrude. I'm going to use a cut. And then I'm going to make sure it goes all the way through, which it didn't. You can put a number on there or do the click and drag. I always like doing the click and drag personally. Hit OK. One last thing, you do not have to put this, but it makes this much easier to assemble, is to put a wall up along here so the motor can't rotate. If you notice when you tighten my car, it rotates all over the place and it's very frustrating. If you put a wall in this area, just a little wall, then it can't rotate on you, which makes your life a lot easier. You're going to want to use the numbers that I use here. I would make this at least like 10.5 to give it a little room for any air. And then this is up to you, but I always feel like 2 millimeters is a good number for things not to break. Now notice this is definitely long enough because the motor is probably going to sit here all the way to like here. So there's no way it's going to rotate. And then it's up to you how much you want to extrude this by. I keep doing 2 millimeters. It just needs to catch on there. Maybe do 4 because I know it'll definitely catch on there if you do 4. Hit OK. And then let's color this in. All right. And then I like when the number is colored in because it's easier to see when checking these. So your frame should be done at this point, but I think you should do a lot more cuts in here. Some of you guys have much different shapes, so you'd use the line tool. Make sure you hit the save button. Let me know if you have any additional questions.